What you're about to see, beautiful people, is a reminder of what Buckingham Palace did for Prince Harry. This is the carefully, painfully crafted public image that they managed to sell to the entire public by handing him over or giving him Invictus or making him the face of Invictus. Now we have that Invictus is a Sussex initiative, right? And I'll show you, that's what they say, that that Invictus Games is now a Sussex initiative. But you're going to hear from his own mouth whose initiative it was. But most importantly, you're going to see that this man needed no introduction from a D-list mattress actress whose only expertise is to couch cast anywhere where it could get her ahead. I mean, this woman has gone up so many greasy, slippery poles that, I mean, she's an expert at climbing. So, it's unbelievable. So you're going to see that he needed no introduction from anybody, least of all Rachel Meghan Markle. And I think you're going to see why he's such a bitter Betty too.
Whoever's idea it was to put me here was, yeah. Last year, through the Royal Foundation, welcome to the Games, welcome to Invictus.
Isn't it amazing, guys, how the fall from grace from Prince Harry, because you could see that there was the future king of two future kings of England were there, the royal family, and the entire UK was behind it, the entire military. It was Sir Keith Mills who actually organized that along with the Committee for Paralympics and Olympics. They did it in record time in 7 months with less than $2 million budget. And what's the Foo Fighters who were there, all the musicians who were there, they donated their time. They were not paid 1 cent to be there. But you can see HRH, Prince Henry of Wales, proudly displayed. Look, you can hear the adoration that this man used to enjoy thanks to the amazing PR of Buckingham Palace, who managed to hide who Harry really was. And isn't it amazing, guys? Because Invictus is just the first day, and there's so many things that you're being lied about. There's so many things that you're not aware, and I'm going to tell them to you right now. But you just saw Harry, how loved, how everybody was praising him in spite of the fact that this was a Royal Foundation initiative. I mean, even Her Majesty the Queen, everybody was behind Invictus. I mean, it was beautiful to see. It was a beautiful concept. So sad that it ended being the way it is right now. See, many people don't know the real history of Invictus and how it got started. I'm just going to give you a little teaser because even the Majesty the Queen was showing her support.
Good evening, London. Firstly, I just want to read a short message from Granny. At this closing ceremony of the inaugural Invictus Games, Prince Philip and I send our heartfelt congratulations to the organisers and supporters of this competition, and most importantly, to you men and women of the armed forces who have overcome great adversity just to take part in these games.
I mean, the Queen was behind this fool all the way. She was behind this fool all the way. And for him to have ruined it like that, the love and support to sell it out. And this is why I'm not giving Harry a free pass, guys. This is why I'm not blaming it all on Meghan, because what you don't understand is that Buckingham Palace did, the PR machine of Buckingham Palace did such a fantastic job of whitewashing Harry's image. And I mean, that's just part of the speech. I mean, I want to show you the part where he actually thanks his brother. Okay, because it's I mean, you guys have to listen to this because it's not his foundation. This is not his idea. And it's important for you guys to understand that. And we're going to hear him thank William right now.
Wounded veterans. The success of these games can be measured not by medals won, but by the renewed sense of purpose and confidence in your abilities that you have gained. I send my warmest good wishes and congratulations to you all.
This is on behalf of the Queen.
The focus inevitably moves elsewhere. Through the work of our foundation, William and I will continue to draw attention to the challenges.
Yeah, you heard it right. Yeah, I know you're thinking this is crazy. You heard it right. William and I. William and I. So now we're going to get to the meat of all of this. And this is why we're going to see that Harry needed no introduction. You saw the huge sign, HRH, the Prince of Wales. Isn't it unbelievable? Isn't it pathetic what an I do can do to a man? The worst part of it all that I'm going to show you in a little bit, which is what nobody knows. Nobody knows this. You will know this soon. Right after this video, I will tell you what really happened there. But this is Welcome to the Meghan Markle Show.
So it is my entire pleasure and complete honor to introduce to the stage my husband, the father of our very sweet, excited children who are cheering you on from California, Prince Harry, founder of the Invictus Games, the Duke of Sussex.
Yeah. Do you think that Harry needed her introduction? There are no HRH Prince of Wales, Prince Harry of Wales. There is nothing there. And the worst part of it all, guys, is not, I'm going to tell you that Harry and Meghan, you've all seen this speech by now. Harry and Meghan flew by private airplane. That trip cost about $210,000 US, that private plane. They came from private plane, cater with everything on a 3-car convoy plus 2 unmarked police cars paid for by the Canadian taxpayers, of course. And they were taken to their suite, to their hotels, right? To their 2-story suite hotels with two living rooms, butlers, rooftop, 2 guest bedrooms, costing about $10,000 a night. So what they did is they rounded up all these people that had already finished their work day. All these volunteers in the room had finished an almost 16-hour work day because they were rushing to get everything done. They've been working for weeks. These are volunteers. They're not getting paid. They're paying their own way. They're eating crappy food or food that's very cheap. They're staying in a hostel, sometimes 3 or 4 crunched in one room because they do not have the money to spend $10,000 a night on a hotel. So these men are absolutely tired. You can see the faces. They're not happy. Meghan Markle was drunk. I mean, drunk for real. And she, I think, was either high on something or just simply high for the fact that she felt empowered to grab these people. They're not happy. They are tired. The only guy recording is this guy here. I mean, this guy even has a cane to walk. These are wounded veterans that were ordered to show up to this place so Harry and Meghan can give their late night speech. They were ordered not to disclose anything nor to leak any pictures. There was only supposed to be 1 or 2 people filming. They were forced to sign NDAs that they were not going to leak anything because, of course, Harry and Meghan, that speech that was leaked, the one that we saw, was absolutely in control because they have 2 people on the audience always recording them. So it looks like, oh, it's one of the people who are doing that. But the guy that you see recording there, he actually, that's not his recording. That's not the one that made it out. Meghan was not counting on this image being leaked because they had two people in the audience recording what was supposed to be there. She was not supposed to get any close up. This is why people were wondering, why is she being filmed from afar? Why not an up close thing? Because they wanted to give the feel of, oh, this is, somebody in the audience. And they didn't want to do her a close up. And they posted her in that big screen, which was put out last minute to round up these very tired veterans, volunteer, not getting paid, so they can do that vanity project. So Meghan can give that almost 3-minute lying cringe video. For her to say that is thanks to Harry that he's bringing joy into their lives. I mean, I don't even know what to say. And to top it all off, it gets worse. You're asking me, why? How can it possibly get worse, Paula? Because Harry thought fit to get on stage and say the following.
So many of you here, in fact, yeah, most of you here have worn the uniform. And for one reason or another, you've had to hang that up. You've had to part ways with that uniform, with everything that you knew, everything that you put your heart and soul into.
I think we know who he's talking about there, because he's talking about he had to part ways with everything he knew, everything he put his heart and soul into. Those people, what Harry fails to address is the fact that everybody in that audience, beautiful people, every single person sitting in that audience can still wear the uniform because they were honorably discharged because of they were wounded at war, and so they were discharged with honor. Harry was literally dishonorably discharged. He cannot wear the uniform. There was a dispensation made when the Queen died because he was bitching and moaning so much about it that they agreed to let him, when they stood vigil at the Queen's during the Queen's funeral. So he was allowed to wear it that once, but he was not allowed to wear it while they were parading or they were walking behind her coffin, which angered him. So he goes to this audience and he's telling him, these people, by the way, these people were, I remind you, because this is the most egregious part of it all, they were already in bed. They were already tired. 16-hour days for weeks to do the work. While Harry is like, Papa, what is Archie saying? What is Archie saying, Papa? He's making a phone call, staying at a 5-star hotel in a 2-story suite. By the way, barely showing. This is just, we're going to call it Invictus Day 1, but it really isn't Invictus Day 1. These people were hostages there and that sitting there, and tired ones at best. It is at a disadvantage because they feel obligated to be there because, they don't want to anger the patron. And if you have any incline that Harry is not a control freak, you're wrong. You know that he doesn't even trust Meghan Markle to put her in the Invictus as part of the Invictus board of directors? No, only him. So for those of you who are still saying that Harry's controlled by Meghan Markle, yes, to a certain extent, he does her bidding because he's in it, till the end. He's going to ride that Titanic boat until it sinks at the very bottom and we're all watching it. But he won't put her in the board of directors. He is the only person in control of all of that. Isn't it insane, guys, that this man is sitting before a bunch of people who fought for their country? This man has not seen one day in combat, not one day in combat. This man, the only time he saw a wounded soldier was on his way back. And the curtain blew. One of the curtains side of the airplane he was boarding, because it was a military airplane. And he saw a wounded veteran. This is a man who went to war because he liked the curry. He was playing rugby. He was playing video games. He was enjoying his time there because, of course, he was in an air-conditioned room. He was called Bunker Harry. He's comparing his 10 years of military service that never saw a day in combat. If this man had a random drug test done like everybody else, he would have been kicked out of the army. This man had never taken a random drug test because he would have never passed, especially now that we know what's happening in Spare. And instead, he's going around bitching to people, to these people. Oh, you were forced to give the uniform. No, they weren't, Harry. If there is a military parade, they can't wear the uniforms. They're veterans. They can still wear their uniform. They're allowed by the military to wear the uniform. You are not, because you have dishonored that uniform. You're a disgrace. You don't know what being a soldier is. And the worst part of it all is that he get that skanky wife of his to be there. And I mean, I'm going to leave you with this video with something really funny so you can watch it, because I mean, I'm still laughing.
Is that a thing? The lunchbox thing? I don't know. This is when I feel really old. The rush in the morning and getting ready for school and packing the lunchboxes and making breakfast. Is that a thing? The lunchbox thing? I don't know. This is when I feel really old. The rush in the morning and getting ready for school and packing the lunchboxes and making